Thank you so much for joining us for Pet Connect today. I'm Tara Douglas. We'll start our segment today with some special announcements. We have our available pet of the week as we start each week. You'll see Jefferson's picture on the screen here in a moment. There he is. He is approximately 3 years old. He's heartworm negative, and he's very people friendly, and I can attest to that because I was at the shelter last Friday able to get him out into the play yard, and he is a very sweet boy, just needs a home, and hopefully we can find him a home before Christmas. He deserves to get busted out of the shelter there. And speaking of the shelter, we are definitely still full at the shelter. So if you are looking to adopt a dog, if you would like to go and see the dogs there, and these puppies that are about to pop up on the screen, those are puppies that were basically dumped at the shelter, unfortunately. They're older puppies and they're very timid. So we have a special request that anyone in the community that can go out and play with these puppies, if we can get them to where they're not scared, then we can find a home for them or find a rescue to send them to. I was able to spend some time with them also on Saturday, and they are really sweet puppies. They're not aggressive at all. They're just scared. They haven't been socialized. So I'm hoping that we can get some people out there to try to get these sweet dogs to where they can be adoptable pretty soon. And we had a very successful spay and neuter voucher sale, and yesterday we had 70 members of our community show up to send 70 dogs and cats to Alabama Spay and Neuter to get fixed. So that is, again, 70 dogs and cats that will not be contributing to this overpopulation problem that we have here in this area. So special thank you to Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill for raising the money to be able to provide those vouchers. Thank you to the shelter for allowing us to have everyone meet there to leave, and thank you so much to the community for participating with this, because we definitely need to reduce the number of animals that are strays and ferals in this area. And that was a very successful trip. And also thank you to Alabama Spay and Neuter for providing that low cost. We have those vouchers available year-round. You can buy them at Mutt Cuts, and the regular price is no more than $60 depending on the type of animal you have and if it's male or female. But then we also have a couple of times a year where we can do even lower cost because Feral Dogs is able to raise that money. So we have a $25 spay and neuter voucher sale coming up in December. It's going to be December 3rd at PetSense. So I'll have more information about that each week. If you follow the show, we'll be able to talk more about the times that that's available, and then you can also go on to Feral Dogs Facebook page to see that. So, but let's get to our special guest. We have Whitney Wheeler here. She's from Level Up Sports Training and Wellness. So Whitney, thank you so much for coming on the show. I know you're busy, so it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I realize that you're no stranger to the television station,
I'm not.
But tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
My name is Whitney Wheeler. I am the co-owner of Level Up Sports Training and Wellness in Sylacauga. I'm originally born and raised here, graduated from Sylacauga High School 2004, a long time ago.
Not that long.
And I just love being back in Sylacauga.
That's great. So, and you have family here.
I do. All of my family is here. Okay. We actually live on one road. It's
That's
so
great.
funny. I have 2 kids. I have an 11-year-old named Peyton at Nichols Lawson's and an 8-year-old at Pine Crest that's in the 3rd grade.
Great.
Yes.
Well, you were telling me a couple of weeks ago a story about your new dog.
Yes.
Jojo.
Jojo.
So this is Pet Connect. So let us know the story with Jojo.
My dad passed 5 months ago.
Okay.
And the day he died, Jojo just showed up at our house, and he would run around our house, and he would sit in my dad's spot every day. And so we just took it. My kids got attached to him. And so we just took him in. We don't know what he is, what type of dog. He looks like a lab.
Okay.
But he has like one ear that's up, one ear is down. He's very cute.
Got a lot of personality.
He has a lot of personality, and he's just a part of the family now. So Jojo. So Jojo is, his actual name is Jojo Mack.
Okay.
Joe after my dad and Mac after my uncle.
Okay.
That's just what we name it.
I think a lot of times we need our pets as much as they need us.
Yes.
And so it sounds like he came at a really good time for
you
to adopt him.
Yes, I really think he maybe belonged to somebody that couldn't take care of him anymore because he was used to being around people.
Okay.
And he took to us instantly, let us bathe him. We had to take him to the animal ER.
Okay.
He had some problems with his little paw, but we got him all fixed up.
That's great. And it's so nice to hear stories like this because we have so many strays in the community,
Yes.
and it's just hard for the shelter to take care of that many.
Correct, yes.
And so I thank you for taking in a dog and rescuing one from having to go through the shelter system and helping the shelter out that way,
Yes, yes.
because it's great to hear that.
Yes,
And
JoJo is definitely part of our family now.
that's good. And you
Yes.
were saying that he'd been around people. A lot of those dogs
Yes.
at the shelter have been around people too. So they're very sweet and could be a loving companion for a family, just like JoJo.
Yes, he's definitely a watchful. If you come into our yard, he will let you know that you're too close.
And that means he's taking care of the whole family, though.
Yes.
The whole family lives on
Yes,
the street.
the whole
So
family
he's
lives
not
on
running
the
your
street.
family off, is
No,
he?
he's not running the family off, but he is definitely protective of us.
Good.
Yes,
Well, he loves you, and he knows he's in a good place.
Yes, he does.
and-
Yes, he
and
does.
You give him all the love and affection to make him want to
We
protect
do.
you.
Yes, he is. He likes to be inside. He doesn't like wet grass, and so
Of
he's
course
very
not.
picky. He's very, very picky, but he lets you know what he wants.
Good.
Yes.
Well, that's such a wonderful story. I wanted you to share that
Yes.
today, so thank you for sharing
You're welcome.
that.
You're welcome.
But let's talk about what you do for a living, because
Okay.
you've been personal training for how long?
10 plus years now. I got into group fitness classes. I love group fitness. I like to work out with people. Personal training came a little bit later.
Okay.
I worked in Montgomery. I lived in Montgomery for 14 years, and I worked at a couple of gyms there
Okay.
and taught classes. I came back here originally and helped open Workout Anytime,
Okay.
and I started back working there. I worked there maybe 3 years, and then I moved on, and now I have Level Up.
Okay. And how long have you been there at Level Up?
We'll officially be open a year in January.
That's great.
Yes.
So I'm
yes.
assuming you'll have a big.
We'll have a big old birthday party.
good.
So Level Up is not your typical gym. We do not have your traditional equipment. We're more of a functional training facility, which means that we help you learn your body.
That's great.
I do the fitness part of the classes. Our classes are open to men and women, but right now only women come to the classes. We do body weight, we do HIIT classes, weight training, dance. We have a chair yoga class. We have all kind of stuff. I try to hit every avenue when it comes to fitness.
That's great.
And then Kenny MacArthur does the baseball side of it and the softball side. So we have travel ball teams, we have lessons, we have our own cages and bullpens. So we're all inclusive in one spot.
You've got quite the facility there.
Thank
So
you.
it's a beautiful facility, and I can just tell because I follow you on Facebook. I can see that everybody just has such a good time coming to your classes, and we have a lot of patients that see you, and I hear nothing but great things
you.
about everything that you do, because it looks like you've got classes that can be everything from beginning to as advanced as someone wants to be with the
Yes,
class.
I always tell somebody when you come to my class, it doesn't matter where your fitness level is. I can make it adapt to you. So you can start off in what we call our low impact classes and work your way up. I try to do live classes, so you will have a live instructor at every class. Just because form is very important to me, and if you're doing it on the computer or on a program, that person doesn't see you. And we were just talking about being injured and hurting yourself and things like that, and that's how people hurt themselves when they're not properly trained to do those type of things.
Absolutely. And it is nice to be able to have your eye on your
Yes.
clients.
Yes.
And that's part of the fun too.
Yes.
They're there for you and to see you, and I'm sure you make it a lot of fun.
I try to make it in a community. We do things outside of the gym. We've been together. A lot of us been together since I came back, and so we're really,
these are
really
like friends and
these
family.
are friends and
Yeah.
family. They're no longer just clients. These are the people I'm with 24/7 most of the time. So we love having new people join us and try it out. I always say, come take a class, see how you like it. If you can only stay 15 minutes in the first class, that's fine. No judgment. We just like to have a good time.
And it's nice to have a welcoming facility like that, because when we're trying to encourage patients or encourage people in general to go and exercise, it can be intimidating. It
Yes,
can be
it can.
scary.
It
But there's
can.
nothing scary about walking into
No.
your facility and talking to you.
No.
Because you're like a ray of sunshine. So
I
it's
try to
it's
be,
fun.
yes.
So it's I would imagine that everyone has quite a nice time working
We
out
have a
at your
good
facility.
time. We have good music. I want you to forget that you're working out. In that 30 minutes, I just want you to have a good time. And then you're like, oh, it's over.
So how long are your classes typically?
Typically, my classes are 30 minutes
Okay.
at the most. The only class that is an hour is Dance Mania.
Okay, well that sounds
Yes.
like fun.
So I do a dance class where I take fitness moves and mix them with actual dance moves, and we do it's choreographed, maybe 4 little moves.
Okay.
Dance Mania is fabulous. Anybody should start with Dance Mania. And I know if you don't dance, you don't have to dance. That's not a thing. I'm not teaching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just want you to move your body.
Absolutely.
So our program for this month is called Movement.
Okay,
So my goal is from now to January the 1st is to get people moving.
that's great. That's
Moving.
what people would move.
Yes.
They wouldn't hurt as much.
They wouldn't
and
hurt as much if you would move. So if you have arthritis, if you don't lubricate those joints, they're going to hurt worse. So you have to move.
And a lot of times that is, that especially I keep talking about patients because it's so closely
Yes.
related to what you do. We see so many patients that are scared to move because they hurt.
Yes.
But if we can get them past that initial being
Yes.
scared to do it, then they can, the sky's the limit oftentimes.
Yes.
So it sounds like you've got that opportunity where if they want to go in for 15 minutes and think, okay, that's enough for today, like you said, no judgment. Or they can find that class that will help.
Yes, I tell people all the time, when you look at me, you don't know my health history. And I have fibromyalgia, so if people don't know what that is, I'm chronically always in pain. But it's if I don't move, my body feels worse.
Absolutely.
So it's just a point of, sometimes I tell people it's not even the physical part, it's the mental part. You have to come over that, be like, hey, I can go do this.
Yeah.
And we're there. Everybody in there has their own story, their own issues, and they do their own thing. Now, my reaction to it is I'm gonna push you wherever you're at,
That's great.
but I'm still gonna push you.
And I'm sure since most of those people have been with you for so long, then you know a lot about their bodies and what
Yes.
they can and can't do.
I know their bodies, I know their families. It's not just you come in, you work out, and you leave. I know their kids. They can bring their kids. We don't charge if you come work out to my classes and your kids need to come. As long as they have their iPad or they can sit or they want to join in, that's fine with me. So I don't charge for your kids. I've learned that if you want moms to come, their kids have to come with them.
Absolutely. And it's good for kids to see the moms
Yes.
or the dads. If the dads
Yes,
will
or the
show
dads
up,
show- yes.
it's good for those kids to see that their parents are exercising because then they want to exercise. They'll
Yes.
get off of all of their tablets and
Tablets,
iPhones
yes.
and everything else.
And we have a family plan that includes 2 parents and 3 kids, and you
Okay.
get all of my classes. You get all the athletic classes for the kids. So it's a reason we're one shop stop for the whole family.
That's great.
Yes.
Now, I can see your passion is group fitness, but
Yes.
you also offer personal training.
I do
with-
offer personal training. Personal training for me is if you have a goal that you need to reach in a certain time span, you need to be one-on-one. So I can base my workouts on what you need. So if you come to a group fitness class and you need to work just upper body and core, your legs are fine, I can't gauge my class just for you. But in personal training, that's where you get your one-on-one, your meal plan, your daily check-ins, making sure you're on target. If you're looking for that, that's one-on-one training.
That's great.
Yes.
Now you have the little room off to the side where
Yes.
you've got. Now tell me about that room and what you do.
So
in
we
there.
have a small room off to the side that houses a lot of our equipment, but I do a lot of training in there.
Okay.
We do a lot of stretching in there. We would love to eventually do a lot of other stuff in that room to maybe rent it out for massages or things like that.
Could really be a one-stop shop there.
Yes, yes. So that room is multi-purpose, but I have a lot of women that are self-conscious that don't want to be in front of other people. So I do have a room where you can take them. I can take them in there and we can work out. And you'll never see anybody else that's in there.
Okay.
The good thing about Level Up, if there's not a class or a training going on, there's nobody there but me.
So you can
So
be very
you
comfortable.
can be very comfortable in this setting. It's not a gym. There's not people lifting and on a treadmill watching you. It's me and you.
Okay.
You have all of my attention.
That's great. Now, I don't want to leave out the Silver Sneakers type of
Yes.
program that you have. So
Yes.
tell us about that.
I'm excited. We are at the end portion of getting Silver Sneakers. So if people don't know what that means, we Silver Sneakers are 65 and plus up, and your insurance pays for you to come to work out.
Okay.
And we're also getting Prime, which Prime is for anybody 18 to 64.
Okay.
That insurance provides that with your insurance company, and you can come to our gym for free.
That's great. So how does Prime work? I'm actually not familiar with Prime, strangely.
I was not in it. So I just found out about it myself. So if you call your insurance company on that customer service line and they'll have listed health benefits, if Prime is one of those, all you do, you get a 16-digit number and you bring it to me and I run it through the computer, and if it says you're eligible, I sign you up that day, no charge.
Well, that's wonderful.
For class.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really good. Now, before we go, let's make sure everyone knows where you are and your hours and how to come to a class.
Okay. Well, we're locating, I call it the Four Corners. We're at 616 4th West 4th Street in Sylacauga. So we are across the street from the health department, across the street from Yoder's, and across the street from Randy Smith Funeral Home. So I call it the Four Corners.
Most people know where all those are.
Yes, you know what one of those are. So we're the TAN building. We have a sign outside that says Level Up. If you can't get there, call me at 334-538-2547, or you can email me at levelupsportsilacauga@gmail.com.
Great.
Our hours, I'm normally there starting at 8 a.m. You could call anytime. That is my direct line.
Okay.
So if I don't answer, leave me a message, your name and your number, and I will call you back.
Okay. And the classes themselves, do they change each week? Because I see you posted on Facebook. And
the classes change. I try not to have the same class every week.
Okay.
But the times are always the same. So there will always be a low impact class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:15 and 11 o'clock. So if you're interested in the Silver Sneakers program, that would be a good class if you're trying to start off if you're 65 and older.
Okay.
Great group of women, but all of my classes start as early as 5:15 a.m.
Okay.
And then the latest one we have is 6 o'clock.
That's great. So you got a wide variety of classes and times too, so it can match everyone.
Yes, and if you need a lunch break, every day at 12 we do what I call a burst class. It's 20 minutes from 12 to 12:20.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
Well,
it is.
Thanks again for coming on the show, and thank you for saving JoJo.
Yes.
You are a part of the solution in this town instead of.
I was looking at your pet, so hopefully I don't go get another dog.
Yeah, if you've got space in your family, then do that.
JoJo needs a friend.
Absolutely. So, and that could be JoJo's friend right there. That's Jefferson popping back up again. But please remember to go by the shelter, meet some of these dogs. There's a play yard out there, and even if you don't. If you're not able to adopt a dog or a cat, or you think that you can't have a dog or cat for its full life, then you've got a whole shelter there full of dogs that need love. If you love animals but you can't adopt one, then go by there and spend some time with these dogs and cats and give them a chance to get out of their kennels and have a great time. And of course, go by and visit Whitney at Level Up and try some classes. And please join us next week. We'll have Mitzi Smith on the show. She's with Feral Dogs, and we're going to talk about what Feral Dogs of Avondale is doing to help with the feral cat population in our city. So please join us next week, and don't forget we've got the spay and neuter voucher sale coming up December 3rd. Thank you.